You gotta stop what you're doing right now and listen to me. Because I have to tell you, it only takes one person to make a difference. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know what I'm talking about. But who is the difference maker here? Full disclosure, I am a Napoli fan. I am a Liverpool fan. Today was one of the worst days ever. I didn't get a chance to watch the entire game until after the fact. I had the match in one of my ears for the first 20 minutes, and that's all I needed. The match only lasted 20 minutes. It was over after Giovanni Di Lorenzo got a red card. If you don't know what I'm talking about, today Napoli faced Manchester City in the Champions League for the first match. It was in Manchester. Napoli was starting some new players. They had Haaland up front because Romelu Lukaku's injured. And of course, the main point of this match was that Kevin De Bruyne was returning to Manchester, but not in a Manchester jersey. That's what you're seeing in all the headlines. Everyone is saying this bullshit. They're repeating it constantly. But the most frustrating thing is not even the match itself. It's what happened after the match. Every TikTok analyst thinks they're Pep Guardiola because they saw one heat map, or they watched 20 fucking seconds of the match. As a Napoli fan, this is an unbiased opinion. So I can't show the clip, but Haaland had a break and Di Lorenzo made what I thought to be an amazing tackle. Perfect, clean hit the ball, except he didn't hit the ball, and he got a red card. It was a sure one-on-one with the keeper. There's no telling if it would have been a goal or not. You had Vanya, who was amazing today in net, and you had Haaland, who was also brilliant up front for City today. So there was no telling what happened, but Giovanni Di Lorenzo truly committed to the tackle. It was a silly risk that he made, and he paid the price. It wasn't just him that paid the price, it was both sides, because that cost Napoli the game. 20 minutes in. The rest of the match, it was just a matter of when City would score. I'm saying this as a Napoli fan right now. That was a red card. People are saying it's fixed. That was not a red card. They shouldn't have given that red card so early. It was not fair. It was clearly a red card. I did say it takes one person to truly make a difference, but in football, there are so many chess pieces moving, and people tend to forget that. Now people are acting like Conte is committing war crimes by pulling De Bruyne out of the squad. People are forgetting that the manager knows everything. They've planned everything out in advance, and this is just what happened.
Manchester City, I'm not joking, they deserve that win after what Conte did. Di Lorenzo gets a red card, and Conte takes off Kevin De Bruyne. Bro takes off Kevin De Bruyne. Could have taken anyone else off, but no, he take off the main man.
This is what I'm calling the TikTokification of football. You're just taking one extreme point and you're running with it, just so you can get views, and just so that you can scream it loud in the first 5 seconds, and that people stick around and they comment stuff and start beef in the comment sections. This is coming from someone who is watching the Premier League all the time, and honestly, I challenge you to watch one match or just watch a few matches this Sunday in Serie A. The truth is, De Bruyne had such an amazing 20 minutes. His long balls, the passes that he sent through, Kevin De Bruyne was amazing. Sending the ball long to Politano or sending the ball the other way to McTominay. It was fantastic.
Say that again?
After Di Lorenzo made that mistake, the tactics shifted, and Kevin De Bruyne was no longer part of that plan. And it's simple. Even though he was the best player moving forward, Conte didn't see him as a part of the squad for that specific tactic. So he pulled him. And yeah, as a Napoli fan, I'm furious, and I don't want to see anyone park the bus unless we're winning. Winning by a lot. But this is what happens when there's TikTok ball knowledge. If you watch some Serie A, you'll see it's beyond single player, the flow of the game. It's all about tactics. And this mentality of he's the best player, so he has to stay on the pitch. That's not always the case. This is how football has been since its inception, really. It's also worth to mention that De Bruyne is still getting used to the squad. They're going to make a tactical sub to put another defender in. I would have taken Haaland off. But I think you should try to manage Napoli, try to win a Scudetto, and we're just the fans. That was so cringe. Oh my gosh, that was so cringe. On City's side, Haaland had such an amazing performance. And Haaland's getting so much hate for no reason. If he scored from the midfield, they'd complain that he wasn't juggling the ball enough. Haaland, if he isn't already, will be the fastest player to reach 50 goals in the Champions League, and he's still getting comments of hate. This does go back to the Messi and Ronaldo debate, because Ronaldo's a classic example. He's always scoring the goals. He does skill a lot, but he's a goal scorer. And when it comes to Messi, it's because he dribbles, it's the style, and everyone will jump and say Messi's the GOAT. Or Messi's better than Ronaldo. Right now, Napoli's going through a soap opera phase. It's always drama and chaos, and there's just too much happening. And they're going to have to shake that off. As a Napoli fan, I'm going to show my live reaction to their place in the Champions League. So Napoli's going to have to shake off this soap opera phase before they face Sporting. We can't just judge the performance of Napoli, the performance of City off of this one match, because there's this huge footnote that there was a red card early on in the match. Standouts from Napoli were definitely Vanya. It was an amazing display in net. He was making fantastic saves. He had to be there, and he was. If Meret was in net, who's their backup keeper, I'm sure they would have conceded a lot more. Vanya truly made a difference. On City side, Foden and Haaland looked amazing. It doesn't matter, they had the great advantage. They looked amazing. And as a Napoli fan, I can say that. City has to prove themselves in the Prem, though. Dropping points to Brighton and Tottenham is just disgraceful. It doesn't look good on you if your big win in the Champions League was... If your big win in the Champions League was to a 10-man team, and then you lose to Tottenham, you lose to Brighton, so they have a lot to prove for themselves, and unfortunately, I think City will come up, and they are inevitable. I do think there's still hope for Napoli. It's just going to be a little bit more last minute, it'll be dramatic, and it'll be a heart attack for me. All in all, both Napoli and City were amazing today, both great clubs, and I think they'll both advance into the next phase of the Champions League. And if you're a Premier League fan and you're questioning these Serie A teams, I think you should definitely watch Serie A. There's no hate to the Prem. I watch both the Premier League and Serie A, and I can enjoy both of them. And last, I can say it is very weird being a Liverpool fan who also supports Napoli that has a bunch of United players. Blah!